Today we're going to be talking about creating a portfolio so you have a place that you can keep all of the relevant materials you might need for your college applications. This is just another way of organizing materials on a Google Drive. So if you already do this, this will be familiar. But if not, this is a good start to thinking about how to have ready access to things like transcripts and resumes and essays that you might want to use for various applications. So let's get started. We're going to look first at what are the components and what types of things you want to include, and then we'll look at an actual Google Drive and how to set it up. So what is a portfolio and why do I need it? The high school portfolio allows you to gather and store relevant information that you could use for down the road. So let's say you're a rising senior right now and you're trying to put together the activities section of your Common App and you're trying to remember, okay, when did I join that club, or how long have I been working as a volunteer at this place? If you have been working on a portfolio all throughout high school, then you won't necessarily need that because you won't have to go back and think about it in that way because you have all the material readily available to you. So a high school portfolio allows for you to help future you out by knowing what you need down the road. Student portfolios are also useful when you're applying for summer opportunities like a special program or a job, a scholarship, that sort of thing. So as a repository or kind of like a filing cabinet of all of your documents, what you want is you want to use this as kind of a place to dump all of the information. Now, you don't want to just put it all in willy-nilly. You want it to be in there in an organized fashion. So when you need to find something from a specific time or in a specific category, it doesn't take a lot to find it. If you put the time in, either if you are a rising 10th grader right now and you're trying to organize stuff that happened in 9th grade, you're in really good shape and you can keep it going forever. If you're a rising senior and you haven't done this before, that's okay. It'll take a little bit more time to get things organized right now because you have more material to work with. But once you've done it, it's the kind of thing that you'll get addicted to and just want to keep doing down the road as you go into college and beyond. So what we're going to look at here in a second are some sample folders. So this is just an example of how you might want to organize things. Maybe you think of things chronologically and you want everything, academics, extracurriculars, everything from freshman year in one folder and then sophomore year another folder. Maybe you'd rather think of it in terms of category, work experience, clubs and activities, transcripts. If that's how your mind works, that's fine too. It's really up to you, but you want to make sure that you have something that you have readily available when you need it. So here's one way that you could do things. Here you see we have two main categories. If you look at the top, you've got freshman year and then additional experiences. Under freshman year, there's academics, and then there's subcategories there: transcript, report card, schedule. Class assignments. This might be where you have papers or assignments that you've done that illustrate really good work that you've done. So if you have all of the classes that you took freshman year, so again, this is all very subjective depending on your schedule. So let's say in freshman year, you took Math 1 honors, English 1 honors, World History honors, Earth and Environmental Science honors, PE, Art 1, Drafting 1, French. Okay. Now, if you don't have anything from PE, then maybe you can just omit that. But maybe you don't. Maybe you had to write a paper or something for your PE class, in which case you would want to keep all of these here. And then as you were doing the work, just go ahead and put it back into this filing system that you have online, your portfolio. You turn one in, you keep one. And especially if the teacher is giving you feedback, that would allow for you to revise the paper or the assignment in some way to make it useful down the road. You have all of your information right there. Okay, then we have extracurricular activities. And so this is all, again, just for freshman year. Once again, totally subjective. These may or may not be your activities. You have band, volleyball, Spanish club. I just noticed that this freshman is taking French but is in Spanish club. They're versatile. That's exciting. Okay, so there you can see that's how that's organized. And then the other major folder from the main page is going to be additional experiences. And then we have summer programs, hobbies, special interests, special projects, work experience, awards, recognitions, competitions, volunteer activities, and the resume is housed in here. So again, there isn't a right way and a wrong way to do it. The wrong way would just be to have a Google Drive that is cluttered and doesn't have any organization to it. But this system would allow you to specialize it to make it your own based on your individual needs. So now let's look at an actual Google Drive. So I'm pulling this up here so you can see where I started. I've already put into my drive, I have two major folders. So I have freshman year. If you recall, we have here freshman year. And then I have additional experiences down here, additional experiences. So let's start with freshman year. Again, we have academics, class assignments, and extracurricular activities. So we'll click on academics, and you can see that, again, we're just getting more and more specific. So I don't have any actual files in here because I'm not actually a high school student, so I don't have these materials in front of me. But if I had a report card, say from my first semester of freshman year, and it was given to me in digital format, that's where I would put this. So I could just, if it was sent to me as an email, I could just drop it in here and it would pop up. Okay, so let's say I want to go back to the beginning. I want to go back to freshman year. I want to look at my class assignments. And I wrote an awesome paper on I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. And so what I want to do is I want to have a copy of that paper available, and I'm going to put it right there in that folder. Now, okay, for additional experiences, you might want to see, how do I add something here? So I have several, maybe most of these are listed. Yeah, we've got all of those. So let's actually go back, look at freshman year. Let's look at class assignments. So we have several of the classes listed. So we're in the main drive, we're in one of our main categories, so freshman year here, and then I add class assignments. And I put in, already I've got my classes, so I've got, let's see, sometimes it's helpful to have both screens open. I've got Math 1 Honors, I've got English 1 Honors, I've got World History Honors, and Earth and Environmental Science Honors. So now if I wanted to add another folder within the big freshman year folder, I would go to, let's see here. So you can see what I did. I clicked on New up in the left-hand corner. This is pretty straightforward. Then I add folder, and I want to name this one, let's see, I want to name it PE. Again, I don't think this is probably the most likely class you're going to need to have samples of your work from, but that's okay. I add it and give it a second, and there you go. It's right there. So let's say I wanted to have, let's say I had done a long project in my World History Honors class that was going to be on, I don't know, World War I. Okay. So if I wanted to have more detail, like I want to find all of the work that I did, like a PowerPoint and an Excel spreadsheet of battles, let's say, and a paper and all that. So I want to have even a smaller field here for World History Honors. I would put, instead of, if I had a document that I wanted to share, I would put file upload, and that would put the document in here. But if I want to have yet another folder within a folder, I could do, let's say, World War I project. And so I would put that there. And now, going back to my drive, thinking back to all the work I've done. I'm now a wise, grizzled old senior, looking back at my years of high school. And I go back to my freshman year, go to my class assignments, go back to World History Honors, and now there I've got everything I did for that class. Now this is kind of very particular here, right? Like we've got a lot of detail, but all I have to do to make this be as organized and detail oriented as I want is to keep adding new. So if I go back to my class assignments and I say, all right, I need to add another class. So I'm going to do art 1 because I did some awesome artwork my freshman year. I want to make sure that I'm in the right category. So freshman year class assignments, but not actually in a class. I'm going to put another folder. Art 1. Boom. There you go. And you'll see that it's organizing them alphabetically. So there's no, other rhyme or reason to that. So that is it in a nutshell. You can see your drive. This way it's not totally cluttered. It's not just a list of files. You have to figure out what's what. If I were to open up another one of my Google Drives, you would see it's less organized, and that would not be impressive or helpful to you. So this system will help keep everything really neat. Again, if you wanted to, you could just have it be school year. So freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. You could do it by category. You can really get into it. Just make sure that you commit to whatever system you're going to use. And I think that having the academic years is helpful for schoolwork. But then if you wanted to have, so freshman year, sophomore year, and then you have your additional experiences here, this is a place that you can kind of plop stuff down, because sometimes things aren't really year specific. Like if you were on the tennis team starting in 9th grade and you continue throughout high school, you might not have a lot of stuff that would make it appropriate to put it in that year. It might be better to have all of your extracurriculars housed in one place. But again, that's a personal preference. So you can do whatever seems to make the most sense to you. So that is it. We are more than happy to help you out. I know that you've got folks who can help you as you're developing and organizing and maintaining your portfolio. But please reach out if you have any questions, and Tracy and I are more than happy to help. All right, good luck. Thanks.